What's up? What's up, my mind, your money business folks? It's me yet again with another video. And today I'm not talking about the stock market, but I'm talking about, or what I would like to talk about, is getting out of debt and the steps that I took to get out of debt using a proven plan to pay off all of my debt, grow my savings, and build wealth for the future, right? And this is something that you can do because once you do this, you take back control over your life. Because that's one thing we do not have where we're in debt is control, especially over our finances and our money So when you do this, it can take a couple years to get out of debt. It just depends on how much debt you're into. But no matter what, you can get out of debt once you create. Well, first you have to look for a plan, find a plan, stick to the plan, and you will be out of debt in no time. The amount of years that it took for you to get out of debt doesn't take the same amount of years to get out of debt, right? Because I became debt free in a little over 2 years, So what you can do when you get out of debt, when you decide to get out of debt, you start making your money work for you to create a plan so you can stop living paycheck to paycheck, because most Americans, or a lot of Americans, are living paycheck to paycheck. And I even posted a video about how families who are making over $150,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. So you need to stop settling, right? Stop settling for okay and start taking control over your life, and stop handing over your income, to purchases that you really don't need. So what I wanted to talk about today are the steps in which I took. And I took 7 steps. I followed the Dave Ramsey plan, to be honest with you. It wasn't a plan that I created on my own. It was a plan that I learned from him by listening to his podcast on a daily basis, right? And so what I wanted to do is cover those 7 baby steps that I took. And the first step is save $1,000 for your emergency fund, your starter emergency fund. So it says in this first step, your goal is to save $1,000 as fast as you can. And that's very hard for a lot of people to do, right? Your emergency fund will cover those unexpected life events you can't plan for, because life is always lifing and things are always coming up, whether it be your car, your kids, your home, your job, so on and so forth. So there are plenty of things that can happen, right? So that's why you need to save that $1,000 for an emergency fund, because you don't want to dig a deeper hole, while you're trying to get out of debt. So you need to have a plan. Again, that emergency fund is there for a particular reason. It's for emergencies. Say your one tire goes out and you need $200 to get that tire put on your car, what have you, right? So you can take the $200 from that emergency fund, and then you can replenish that $200 at a later date. But you want to maintain that $1,000 emergency fund. The second step is to pay off all debt. Put a plan together to pay off all debt except for the house, using what Dave calls the debt snowball. So now it's time to pay off your cars, the credit cards, and the student loans. Start by listing all of your debts except the mortgage. Put them in order by balance from smallest to largest. Some people like to do it by interest rate, but Dave says just list. It doesn't matter. When you're paying off your debt, just pay off your debt, right? But list them from smallest to largest, regardless of interest rate. Some people are indifferent to that, but this is what his plan calls for. So pay minimum payments on everything but the little one. Attack the one with a vengeance. Attack that smaller one with the vengeance, like he says. Pay a little more on that smaller debt so you can pay it off a lot faster. You get the snowball effect. So once it's gone, you take that payment that you were paying toward the smallest one and put toward the second largest debt. snowball, right? Making minimum payments on the rest. That's what's called the debt snowball method, and you'll use it to knock out all of your debt one by one. Find out your debt-free date with Dave Ramsey has a debt ball calculator. So again, in order to do this, you have to have a plan. You have to follow this plan. And what you will notice in life is that you get what you give. If you do not put a plan together, you will never be able to do anything. That's why when you go to college, there's a curriculum. You have to follow that curriculum in order to get your degree. In order to move up in different companies, there are things that you must do. There's a plan. There are order to things. It's just that a lot of us don't have the plan for our lives, right? So you have to create a plan and you have to follow that plan. And the more and more you follow that plan, the more things will line up for you and work in your best interest, like getting out of debt and having control over your money like I do instead of living paycheck to paycheck. So the third step is now you save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. So now that you paid off all your debt, your student loans, your car loans, your credit cards, now you save up for an emergency fund. So you don't slow down now. You take that money you've been throwing at your debt and build a fully funded emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. This will protect you against life's bigger surprises like the loss of a job or your car breaking down without slipping back into debt. Because when you have money, there's no need to go into debt. There's no need to charge things like a hot water heater to your credit card because you need, I don't know, $1,500 to $2,000. You have that in your emergency fund so you can pay for it cash instead of charging it to your credit card. Say you lose your job. You have 3 to 6 months of living expenses. You have time to look for another job because you have those expenses set aside. You have your mortgage payment, you have your utilities, your food, your entertainment, your gas. You have all that saved, right? And you know how much that is because when you created your plan, it shows you and it tells you how much you pay for your entertainment each month, how much you pay for gas each month, how much you pay for food each month. Like I still live by a plan, even though I am debt free till this day. And I just went over my plan last week on Thursday, to be honest with you. I'm already planning for 2025. I created my budget already for 2025. The fourth step is now you invest 15% of your household income, because what you did do, or what I did state, is at the beginning of this plan, you need to stop all your investments because you need all of your money. You need all of your money. You need all of your money in order to pay off debt. So you needed to stop investing into your retirement. So now that you're out of debt, you fully funded your emergency fund, the fourth step is to invest 15% of your income into retirement. So now you can shift your focus off debts and what ifs and start looking up the road. This is where you begin regularly investing 15% of your gross income for retirement. Because if you're still working at age 67, it should be because you want to, not because you have to. And so yeah, that's a good way of looking at things because you're older. I mean, because at the age of 67, you can withdraw your Social Security and not be penalized if you choose to work, right? So at that age, work because you want to, not because you have to. Now, the fifth baby step is save for your children's college fund, because there are a lot of kids that are getting into student loan debt because their parents, quite frankly, didn't set up any a college fund for them. So they're going out, taking out all these student loans and getting into hundreds of $1,000s worth of debt. So by this step, step 5, You paid off all your debt except for the house still and started saving for retirement. Next, it's time for you to save for your children's college expenses. That is, if they pass algebra 2 and chemistry, right? So Dave recommends the 529 college savings plan, or ESAs, education savings account. So, keep your kids from getting into all that student loan debt. Some kids may not want to go to college. Some kids may want to just do a trade, so on and so forth. There's nothing wrong with that either. There's more than one way to be successful in life. And college, education is important, but college isn't the only way to be successful. So the sixth baby step is pay off your home early if you have a mortgage. So baby step 6 is the big dog. Your mortgage is the only thing between you and complete freedom from debt. Can you imagine your life without no house payment? So learn how extra money put towards your mortgage can save you tens and thousands of dollars in interest. And there's on Dave's site, there's a mortgage payoff calculator. You can also Google this mortgage payoff calculator, and you can see how much extra money that you pay towards your principal each month, and how soon you can pay off your mortgage. I used to make sometimes 2 to 3 extra principal payments a month, and that's how I was able to pay off my mortgage in 2 years, 3 months, and 19 days. I have a sign over there. Yeah. So I paid off my mortgage in 2 years, 3 months, and 19 days. So yeah, and you can do it too, people. I mean, it takes a lot of people once they get on Dave's plan, and you listen to his podcast, and people that call in and give their testimonies, a lot of people are paying off their mortgage from 7 to 10 years. Right. And so then the 7th baby step is build wealth and give. So what people with no debt can do? Anything they want. Literally, they can do whatever they want when they have no debt. And so the last step is pretty much the most fun, Dave says. You can live and give like no one else. Find out your current net worth, then keep building wealth and become outrageously generous, all while leaving an inheritance for your kids and their kids. When you have more, you can give more, you can do more. You can continue to build on that foundation that you've created, that wealth foundation. You can continue to invest. Dave also talks about investing into the stock market. When you max out your retirement at your job, you can create individual IRAs. You can create your own stock brokerage account and invest into that as well. That is what I do. I invest into my company's 401k, and I also I dollar cost average into the stock market each month. And I can do that because I am debt free. I have control over my money. My money does not have control over me. I tell my money where to go every month, so I don't have to figure out where it went. That's why I have a running spreadsheet. I know how much money I have coming in each month. I know how much money I have going out each month. I know how much money I'm going to invest each month. And then I have my fully funded emergency fund still till this day, right? And I have more than 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. That's just my plan. And then sometimes what I do is I may pull extra money from that fund to invest into the stock market. It's given me that much leverage. Being out of debt has given me the ability to do that, right? And what I've noticed, again, is when you start thinking this way and you start working this plan, it just gets easier and easier, and I'm able to do more and more. And the more I stick to doing this, the more freedom it gives me to do whatever. Now I'm talking about retiring in the next 10 years. I can retire now if I want to, But why? Just like Dave said, if you have no debt and you want to work at age 67, do it because you want to, not because you have to. And right now, I work because I want to, not because I have to. Why not, right? So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about these steps to get out of debt. And these are the steps that I followed to get out of debt. And these are the steps that you can follow as well. All right, so you guys take care. Have a blessed week. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think, if you think anything at all. Also, disclaimer, like I always state, I'm not a financial advisor. All content provided on this channel is for entertainment purposes only and reflects my personal opinion. So please do your own research and talk to a financial advisor before you invest any of your monies. And like if you go to the Dave Ramsey's website, there are so many different types of products that you can click on. You can find financial advisors in your area. You can find his 7 baby steps. You can see which events he's having around the country. He has all types of applications that you can also download to track, your budget. I just use a simple spreadsheet. But yeah. So yeah, again, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think, if you think anything, and get out of debt, people. Lower your debt to income ratio. Take back control over your life. All right, you gotta take care. Have a blessed day. Peace.